Welcome back to another 40 Facts about the 40k universe. I am your host Gersh1 and you're watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we're talking about the Horus Heresy. If you've ever wondered what went down back in 30k, I'm about to tell you. Well, this is going to be part 1. And now the one thing I want to tell you guys before we get into this, there's a lot of names that are in Latin, and then there are a lot of names that are very strange and very hard to pronounce. So if you hear me pronounce something wrong, comment it down below. And of course, I'm going to announce the winners of the giveaway for the last video, but that's going to be at the end of this video because we need to get into it. The intro has already been too long. So let's go into 40 facts about the Horus Heresy. Fact number 1. The Horus Heresy was a galaxy-spanning civil war fought in the Imperium of Man. The Emperor led 9 loyalist Space Marine legions against the traitor legions led by War Master Horus. Fact number 2. The Horus Heresy put an end to an era known as the Great Crusade, which was a campaign to reunite the scattered colony worlds lost during the Age of Strife. Fact number 3. The Horus Heresy resulted in more than 2.3 trillion deaths, not counting the planetary populations that were purged due to the tainted chaotic corruption after the war. This is equivalent to losing everybody on Earth today 328 times. Fact number 4. After the biggest victory in the Imperium's history against the Orcs of Ullanor, the Emperor appointed his favorite son Horus to the title of War Master. This meant Horus would become the commanding general of all the Imperium Man's military forces, charged with leading the other Primarchs and their legions through the remainder of the Great Crusade. Fact number 5. Many of the other Primarchs disapproved of the Emperor stepping down, and equally outraged that Horus was the one chosen to be the first among equals. The Primarchs Angron, Robert Gilliman, and Lionel Johnson were a few that met this decision with anger. Fact number 6. In the other side of the spectrum, the Primarchs Rogaldorn, Sanguinius, and Fulgrim were pleased of their brother, the new War Master. It will be interesting to see how the Primarchs' reactions will fall into play during the Horus Heresy. Fact number 7. The reason the Emperor was leaving the Great Crusade was because he intended to create a webway through the Immaterium, much like that used by the Eldar. This webway would be open to humanity by wielding the psychic augmentation technology of an artifact from the Dark Age of technology known as the Golden Throne. Fact number 8. As well as appointing Horus as War Master, the Emperor announced that he would be creating a civilian administrative bureaucracy known as the Council of Terra. This council was comprised of imperial bureaucrats and nobles to carry out day-to-day government affairs, replacing the direct rule of the Emperor while he was engaged in the secret Imperial Webway project. Fact number 9. The Emperor's secret project required his full attention, which is why he created the Council of Terra. Unlike the War Council, of which Horus was now the leader, the Council of Terra would attend to matters of state. Their mission was to maintain imperial law. Fact number 10. Many of the Primarchs, including Horus, were deeply disturbed that their father would make them subjects to normal men and women who had never shed blood for the establishment or expansion of the Imperium, and that he would remove them from the political position of rule to which they believed they were entitled. Fact number 11. The Emperor had sought to create a civilian bureaucracy for the Imperium, precisely because he wanted regular human beings to learn to govern themselves once more, and not become dependent on a permanent, genetically enhanced ruling class. Fact number 12. Malcador, the Emperor's most trusted advisor, was named as First Lord of the Council, and would lead in the Emperor's absence. Fact number 13. Other notable people appointed to the council were the Fabricator General of the Mechanicus of Mars, the Captain General Constantine Validor of the Legio Custodes, and the Master of the Adeptus Astronomica. Fact number 14. Horus took over command of the Great Crusade and accepted his new duties with earnest dedication, but Horus disagreed with many of the decrees passed by the newly established Council of Terra, and was deeply wounded that the Emperor had revealed to none of the Primarchs why he had secluded himself into Terra and told no one of the Webway project. Fact number 15. Before being discovered by the Emperor, the Primarch of the World Bearers Legion, Lorgar, was a puritanical religious zealot who was said to have experienced visions that foresaw the coming of the Emperor, who he believed to be a living god. Fact number 16. When the Emperor finally arrived to reclaim his lost son, the entire world of Calth was already enthralled to Lorgar and his cult of the Emperor. Fact number 17. Lorgar's adopted father and religious advisor was Cor Ferron, and was a big influence on the Primarch from a very early age. He made Lorgar a member of the cultist religious order called the Covenant. Fact number 18. Cor Ferron became Lorgar's chief advisor, lieutenant, and the commander of the World Bearers Elite First Company. He survived the augmentation process to join the World Bearers as a rare adult space marine, though he would never be a true Astartes. Fact number 19. Lorgar and his World Bearers sought to eliminate all blasphemy and heresy within the new Imperium of Man. The ancient texts and icons of other faiths were burned. The construction of vast monuments and cathedrals venerating the Emperor as the god of mankind were surveyed by Lorgar and the World Bearers. On many of the worlds they brought into Imperial compliance, this was law. And I interrupt this broadcast to bring you the winners of the giveaway. The last video where we were giving away some Long Fangs, and the winners to the Long Fang is BAM! Right there. So winners for the Long Fangs box is right there. And now the winners for the mech guns is going to be BAM! Right there. Thank you guys so much for participating. More giveaways to come. We're actually going to do a series where it's kind of like a talk show about Warhammer 40k and other hobbies that we're into. It's really just meant to be videos for you guys to listen to while you paint, because that's usually why I watch 40k content, is to do it while I'm modeling or I'm painting. So we want to do a series like that, and to, I guess, initiate the series, we want to do giveaways. So if you want more giveaways, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be giving away more stuff, probably single characters, but hey, I'm kind of poor. Thank you guys so much, and let's get back to the facts. Fact number 20. The greatest chaplains of the World Bearers produced enormous works on the divinity and righteousness of the Emperor, and gave grand speeches and sermons to the masses of conquered worlds. Fact number 21. The progress of the World Bearers was slow in bringing new worlds into Imperial compliance, but the Imperial domination of those who were defeated by the Legion was always complete, as religion proved to be a potent tool to securing Imperial loyalty. Fact number 22. Lorgar penned the works known as the Lectitio Divinitatus, which laid out the case that the Emperor of Mankind was a divine being that was worthy of worship, as the rightful god of humanity. The book would later become instrumental in founding of the Imperial cult we see in 40k. Fact number 23. 40 standard years before the start of the Horus Heresy, the absolute loyalty of Lorgar and the World Bearers Legion to the Emperor and his Imperium was unquestionable, and during this time the Emperor had never once reprimanded his son or the World Bearers Legion for their fervent worship of him, even though the doctrines clashed with the Emperor's imperial truth. Fact number 24. The Emperor had long opposed the spread of organized religion and was determined to use the creation of a new Imperium of Man to enshrine reason and science, not religion, as a true guiding light of a new interstellar human civilization. The Emperor was particularly troubled by any notion that he should be worshipped as a god. Fact number 25. At the height of the Great Crusade, the Emperor found himself increasingly frustrated with the slow pace in which Lorgar conquered and then brought worlds into compliance. The Emperor finally ordered the World Bearers to cease their religious activities, as their mission was to reunify the galaxy under the banner of the secular imperial truth, not preach the word of the Emperor's personal divinity. Fact number 26. The imperial truth is a doctrine that science, reason, and logic alone present the tools required to create a better human future. Fact number 27. As punishment to the world bearers for slaughtering those who refused to accept the Emperor's divinity, the Emperor ordered the burning of the capital city of the planet Kor. Fact number 28. The planet Kor was a world dear to the world bearers, who considered its capital, Monarchia, the perfect city because of the intense religious devotion of each citizen and the sheer number of cathedrals and monuments dedicated to the worship of the Emperor as a god. Fact number 29. The task force in charge for carrying out this punishment was the Ultramarines chapter, led by their Primarch, Robert Gilliman, and accompanied by a force of their elite personal bodyguards, the Legio Custodes and Malcador. Fact number 30. Following the city's destruction by the Ultramarines, the entire World Bearers Legion, 100,000 Space Marines strong, were ordered to assemble on the planet's surface, within sight of the smoldering ruins of the capital city. Each Astarte was humiliated by the Emperor himself, who physically forced everyone, including Lorgar, to kneel before him and explain to them that they had failed both him and humanity. Fact number 31. The Primarch Lorgar refused audience from anyone but Cor Pharon and the Legion's first chaplain Erebus. After the humiliation, Cor Pharon and Erebus sympathized with Lorgar's religious longing and felt that the World Bearers Legion should serve gods truly worthy of their worship, gods of the old faith of Colchis. Fact number 32. Cor Pharon and Erebus, both of whom had been secret devotees of chaos for decades, proposed a pilgrimage to find the gods of chaos. Lorgar and his legion rejoined the Great Crusade, but this was to serve as a front for their pursuit of the pilgrimage of Lorgar, which would lead them to the Cadian system near the largest permanent warp storm in the galaxy, later known to the Imperium as the Eye of Terror. Fact number 33. It would be in the Cadian system that Lorgar would learn that his suspicions had been correct, and that the shape of all the religions across the galaxy that possess so many similarities to the Colchian Old Faith were not artifacts of mankind's collective unconsciousness, but expressions of worship in the universal truth that was chaos. This was known as the discovery of the primordial truth. Fact number 34. The World Bearers were also accompanied on their pilgrimage by 5 members of the Legio Custodes, who had been set by the Emperor to watch over everything the World Bearers did, to prevent them from falling back into error once more. They did a pretty bad job. Fact number 35. The Chaos Gods corrupted the World Bearers, and they became the first of the Space Marine legions to worship the Chaos Gods. Lorgar would go on to willingly help orchestrate the terrible battle of Istvan III and the Dropside Massacre of Istvan V, as well as a large portion of the Horus Heresy itself. Fact number 36. Horus was tasked to destroy the chaos-spawned undead on the moon of Damvis. The moon's planetary governor, Eowyn Tempa, had become corrupted by the forces of the chaos god Nurgle. Fact number 37. During the battle for the moon, Horus was poisoned by a Xenos blade called Kinbrak Anathem, dedicated to the Nurgle god. Fact number 38. The blade had been stolen from the human civilization of the Interax by Erebus, the World Bearers chaplain, after Horus and the Luna Wolves made a disastrous first contact. Erebus then gifted the weapon to the chaos-corrupted Imperial Army commander Eugene Temba, who the War Master had left behind to govern the moon 60 years before. Fact number 39. The Legion's apothecaries could not heal Horus's wound, despite all the advanced technology available to them. Erebus then persuaded the Luna Wolves to allow a group of shaman to heal Horus. Little did they know the shamans were really chaos cultists, and they took him to the Temple of the Serpent Lodge. The Luna Wolves were scared that their beloved Primarch would die and agreed to the suggestion despite its direct violation of the creed of the Imperial Truth. Fact number 40. During the dark rituals that followed within the temple, Horus's spirit was transferred from his body into the Immaterium. There he bore witness to a nightmarish vision of the future. He saw the Imperium of Man as a repressed, violent theocracy where the Emperor and several of the Primarchs, not Horus, were worshipped as gods by the masses. And those were 40 facts about the Horus Heresy. Of course, the Horus Heresy is not over. There's going to be a part 2 and maybe even a part 3 depending on how much we talk about the Drop Site Massacre and the other battles that happened during this time. But be sure to subscribe to be one of the first people to get those videos when they come out. We're going to try to be putting out 2 videos a week, so subscribe for that. And of course, if you guys want to keep supporting us, like, share, comment, and if you are really wanting to support us, go over to Patreon. A simple $1 is going to help us create more 40k content. Thank you so much for watching. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.